Welcome back. Yeah, we've got a few updates on the little hot rod. I bought an engine. Got it shipped over from England, which I'm happy about. It's the same engine, a Rover V8, but it's a lot more freer in turning. The other one was seized and yeah, mess. Anyway, yeah, and I've got a few other little bits. We're gonna put the rebar back on the back end of the car, like a little bumper behind the petrol tank. I can show you. Yeah, so a few bits and hopefully get something done today. Yeah, let's have a look. There's Becca doing a bit of exercise there. Uh, yeah, so this new Rover V8 engine I got sent over from England. Yeah, guys brought it over in the van. It's handy. So it's an older engine than the one I have. It's from an a P6, I believe. The guy said P5, but the P5s didn't come with a manual gearbox unless he converted it. But I'm saying it's probably P6. But yeah, so that is obviously going in that. We're going to take out this old seized SD1 Rover V8. And it's got an auto box, so the auto box is much longer and sort of wider. There's a lot more going on in it, obviously. So it should be a bit more room inside because that's not even hitting the floor of that tunnel. So it's taking up a lot of space in there, which is very limited anyway. I started sort of putting some insulation in it the other day and trying to put a bit of batten in and stuff ready for, I'm gonna board do like a flexi board for the headliner, like a flexi MDF, and cover it, just cover it in like a material, so it'll look cool. Hopefully, it's all brand new to me. This is the first time we're doing most of this stuff, but I'm just working it out as we go along. I had to put notches in the battens so they bent. So they actually fit with the curves of the car. Yeah, so that's really it. And then round the back, yeah, so around here we're still working on this fuel tank. I'm going to put this bar, sort of cut this and weld it in today. And then I'm actually going to strengthen these because these are a bit, I think they're flexing me, but I don't like it. So I'm going to put another sort of box section in behind it as well. To give it a bit of strength. So I'm hopefully I'll get this sort of a bit tidier looking today. All right, cool. Well, I'm just gonna chop this. That's again, I fucking stabbed myself. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna chop this. Just chop this for the back section. Right, so yeah, we just have to have a look to the fit. Yeah, right, I'm just going to get this cleaned up and then we'll do a bit of welding. Yeah, we're just going to mark where I have to clean, where I'm going to weld, but also I'm going to cut these ends off so they're flush with the bar. So I'm just going to be marking it. What's that? I'm actually going to measure these to see if it's the same distance because it looks to me like it's off a little bit, but we'll see if I measure it. Yeah, so I'll this is measure and see what the story is. Roughly 46 46. Oh no, it's not too bad. But then it's same length. Yeah, that might be stepped back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. It might be alright. I'm going to clamp this on now, measure with it on. Okay, we'll give it another measure. Only 2. 21. That's not good. Right. Have to adjust this a bit. Right, I've just adjusted a little bit, so we'll give it a remeasure. I'll measure from the, I'm not measuring, well that'll probably be different on each side. So I'm going to measure from the actual chassis inside, so it should be square. That's 44 there. And then come off this one. Well, no. That needs to be back in, so it's probably right. Tank just looks off. Right, let's put it there. Measure again from the chassis, because maybe obviously that back end is flexible, so maybe it's in a bit more on one side. 43 and a half. That's still 44, so it's 5 mil, but just see that. Yeah, 44. And 44, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, right, yeah, I should have cleaned that before I put that on. But yeah, I have to take it off again. I'll give it a clean up and I'll put it back, and then we can get it welded. But just get this cleaned up. I should have done this before I measured, but I'll have to measure it up again and get it all cleaned up. Yeah, so we've a little bit of messing about with the measuring there, just back and forwards, you know, didn't need to film that, it's a bit boring. Just to get it sort of in the right spot so it's even from the chassis, so it's square pretty much. So that's it now, so we're going to get the welder set up, and we're going to put a welding done. Okay. Right, well, so we're just going to weld this little bar on the back, and then I'm going to cut some more pieces to strengthen it up. We want this really strong because it's sort of like a little platform, and I believe maybe car shows and stuff like that. If you're driving around a field, somebody could stand on the back for a bit of fun. Obviously not out on the road, but yeah, just for a laugh really. So it's something that turned into, I actually quite like it, but more rather than the necessity, So anyway, yes, well let's get this welded up. Right, I'll just have to turn the gas on. Right, gas on. Everything's on, good. Ready to rock. measure this again. I'll just double check it. About that. 44. That. What is happening there? Yes, that's actually dropped in a little bit to that clamp. So yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that off and just knock it forward a little bit. Forward there. What's that? It's 44.3. 44.3. 44. Yeah, probably about there, 44 and a bit. Right, yeah, I'll tack that. That looks better because you can see that it was slightly off. Yeah. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So we'll get that, we'll get this welded up. We'll close. Okay, that'll do for now. Just gonna chop. I'll chop some square bar. Sorry, some box section. And then I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll show you now what I'm gonna do. So we got this bar, this box section. I taken this off. This is off like a tattoo bed I had. So I try to reuse whatever I can, which is. Yeah, that's where it should be. You know, just recycle. If you got some stuff lying about, I just chopped up a little tattoo bed that was busted, and we got some box section out of it. So it's cool that it's in my hot rod now. So I like that sort of vibe. Anyway, so I don't think this is. I don't like it, but I mean, it's not really that strong in my eyes. It is strong, like, but you know, it could be stronger. So I'm gonna put in this beside it, so then I'll be happier that this whole back section is strong enough. So I'm gonna just cut a bit of this, maybe cut it in half, and then we can put this in. Okay, so we're just gonna cut this in half. Yeah, pretty much. I might keep it like that because that thing's in the way. A little bit of an angle. So we'll measure this and get it marked. So yeah, 101 So 50.5. Square that up.
It's literally Monday. What are you like? It's hard enough to get into work on a Monday, and there you are, like, go out with me after work, out with me after work. You know how to go anyway. But the dance phone is pack you up here in Amsterdam, so by the time the day's done, you're both going to look at each other and go, yeah, oh, go on. Have a great day, Matt. I know the weather's a little bit mad. I've got a really nice summer filling track from Chris Lake coming up. The first one collab is called What? And this is the dance.
That. So yeah, I'll cut this up. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do now is, because I want this to butt up to the bar, so I'm going to cut a little sort of semicircle in that, so it sits tight to the bar, and then I can weld it on. So I'll do that. I'm marking out these the little sort of notches in them. With a bit of the pipe. So yeah, I've got a mark on both sides. So I'm going to cut these out. They don't have to be exactly perfect, but the closer they are to the bar, it's obviously better for welding and stuff. Yeah, I'll get these chopped out. It's handy these devices that actually swivel, so you get, you cut these out, you get a turn a bit of an angle. It's handy. So yeah, we got them all cleaned up and sort of cut out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put these in, and then we'll get them welded. Just like that. Okay. Well, that should hold it for a sec. Yeah, that's sort of in there, and then that's going to be supporting this bar, and then going to be welded all the way in there to that back section, and I'll put some braces across this as well. So just in case, you know, if you ever have a rear end sort of somebody rear end in a collision, it'll be quite strong, you know. So hopefully it'll protect a bit of the car and the petrol tank. Yeah, so I'm just gonna weld these up. Okay. So let's get it welded up. Okay. So I'll finish welding this up. That's it, yeah. So I got all this welded up. Yeah, I'm not the neatest welder, but I can stick two bits of metal together, and that's why God invented grinders. Anyway, so I'm gonna put a little sort of a support bar here, because all this weight here is just on these welds really. So yes, I'm just going to add in a little bar there. So I'm just going to measure this and cut it up. You cut these little bits of box section.
It's the Capital Dance afternoon show. I'm Sarah Vine. Just gone 20 past 2. A big thank you to Paul and Archie from Bristol for joining me on the show. Today's What's Your Point chosen by them. Remix, Everything But the Girl, and Listen, What's Monday. Happy vibes, and I think it's got a lot of us thinking about summer. It's got that real euphoria sunshine vibe about it. So nice. Watch your banger back on the show tomorrow at 1:30. If you go through tunes today, so make it tomorrow because it might well be you.
There it is.
Yep.
Don't need that. Right. Okay. So yeah, just get these little bits cleaned up, and then I will get them welded on. Just give a little bit of extra support, really. I know that it's not absolutely necessary, but I just want this. As I said, I can imagine people, maybe at car shows, or you know, you can actually stand on it. So I just really want to make it strong enough so So we can actually do that and have a bit of a laugh. You know, driving around a field or something like that. With somebody standing on the back. That's the idea, really. So, yeah. I'll just get these cleaned up. Those. So as I say, these little bits of box action stuff probably come off like a tattoo bed or, you know, stuff I have lying around. There's bits in my other cars that I've chopped off motorcycles, you know, when you chop the back end and you have some tubing or some brackets or something like that. I've welded them into the car, so I think that's quite cool. And also I think it's quite cool to have little bits of like tattoo bed on your hot rod. Cool. Right, let's have a look. Right, that's not too bad. Yeah, I think that'll do. I think that did the job. So yeah, I welded in these little sidebars here, just to support that. Well, it's a bit messy, but you're not going to see it anyway. And then that little bar there, I just welded that in. So it gives you a bit more support, you know, from just that point. There's a couple of points. Anyway, yeah, right, I'm gonna cut off these little ends, and then start, yeah, maybe having a look at this tread plate again. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It's strong, so that's what I wanted, you know, so it's all good. So yeah, so this is the idea. We jump up, ride along with it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut the ends off and then I'll do this, chop the tread plate. We're going old school, wired one. Okay, so that's that. Got that. So we'll see if it fits. Bring that over here. Yeah, try this over the side. Beautiful. Yeah, that works. Let's go. another bit off this. I just want to show this bar a little bit more, so I'm just going to chop the the tread plate back a bit, so so you can see the bar. Yeah, I like the look of the bar, so I'm going to chop the thing back a little bit. So I'll do that. So I like that a lot better. You can see the bar now. That's cool. So yeah, I like the look of that. And I'll weld little caps on this bit on the ends here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I might drill some holes and rivet that on. I'm gonna get some food and then I'll get back at it. All of this sort of like little sort of edge trim stuff. Yeah, you get it on eBay or wherever. Yeah, so I'm just going to put this all the way around. Yeah, I think that's quite cool. I'm going to paint obviously the bar underneath black, and I might even paint the tread plate black. I don't know. I quite like it. Yeah, I think it looks cool. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for now. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleaning on this engine, which is yeah. So I'm just gonna clean it up with a spray and a paintbrush. yeah, so keep on doing what you're doing, and creating stuff and building stuff. You know, a lot of the stuff I'm doing for the first time, so I just work out. I just have a think and work it out, and you can do the same. You never know what you can do until you try, you know. And I know all about that from being ill. And I'm gonna put a little video. I'm gonna put on Facebook of me like 5 months ago and what I am now, and it's unreal. Like really, you know, I can't believe I was like that 5 months ago. But yeah, if you're friends with me or you follow me on Facebook, have a little look at that, and you can see what, with a bit of determination, what's possible even in your own body, you know. So just keep going. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.